Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, as always, Brian Kruse. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Hump Day, and of course, it's going to be the humpiest of all hump days so far for this whole time because it is Hump Day. I'm so excited to see where that goes because it's Hump Day, everybody. It's freaking Hump Day, and I don't know what's happening. My thing's going a little nuts, but welcome back to the show, Miss Sabrina Vittori. How you doing, Sabrina? Good to see you. How you doing, Sabrina? Can you hear me?
Hi.
Something weird happened on the system. I don't know what happened, but welcome back. How you doing?
Brian. Sorry.
Something weird happened. I don't know what happened. How you doing? How was your week? Was it good? Can you hear me? No?
I don't think she can hear us. No.
I don't think she can hear us.
We can just admire that motel
off or
art.
am I off?
I'm trying to talk to you, but you...
I can hear you.
You apparently can't hear Brian.
I can hear you, yes.
Oh, we can't hear Brian. We can't hear you. But we can hear Sabrina.
Yeah, we can hear Sabrina. Yeah, how you doing, Sabrina?
Okay,
Brian,
Brian's back. Yay, we did it.
Can you not hear me?
Sorry.
I mean, it said it was working, but now it says I'm not working, so...
Hi, Queen. Hi, Richard Tracy. Hi, GR. Thank you, guys. What's up? Oh, is Brian missing again? I can't really feel the breaking news, so I guess I can throw it to Mike Casey in the house, resident intellectual happening. Let me pull up your single, bud. Come on, baby. Here's Mike.
Yeah,
Boom.
I'll wait till the camera moves.
There it is.
Hey,
We got you, babe.
everybody. Hi. Your hotel room
you guys can't hear me, huh?
looks great, Sabrina. Now we can, Brian.
Oh, Mike! Welcome back to the show. The resident intellectual, Mr. Mike Casey, everybody. Mike, how you doing, man?
Sabrina already did it. That
what up?
trod has been trodden. Hi, everybody in the chat.
It's not a surprise you're here then.
I'm happy to be here. I think you got some great stories. We got some great people in the chat here.
It's gonna be a good show, Mike.
I'm feeling good. I'm sick.
You feeling humpy?
But
Other
than that, I'm feeling kind of humpy. Yeah.
And you heard him, everybody. Joining us back to Hump It On a Wednesday. He wouldn't be Wednesday if it wasn't here, everybody, with a fresh haircut himself, Mr. Sean Sutherland. Welcome back to Kruse Control, man. How you doing?
Hello. That was perfect timing. Thank you, Internet God. The last like
Sean
5
having
seconds, it
problems
was a slideshow of Mike and Brian talking. And,
There you go. Now I'll put this
so,
comment
yeah.
up.
Hi.
Hi, what's up?
What's happening? Oh, hello, Zach, my best friend. Good to see everybody. Hello, the chat. Looking forward to get into it. Happy
It's
to
gonna
be
be
here on
good.
another hump day.
Yeah, welcome back, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, so excited to have you all here too. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what just happened. Something weird happened with the music, or some weird stuff in the vortex of the world we live in. Who knows what it is? But Peppy is here too, man. How you doing, Paps? Good to see you as always.
Thank you, Brian. Happy to be back on Kruse Control. We are going to have a great show today because Pep Star is on.
Yeah, man. You know, you're looking good as always. You know, he's always looking good, right?
You know, I'm smooth and debonair.
Yeah,
Probably that's
you are,
that yellow rain slicker that you like to wear. It kind of gives you an extra vibe.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike? What it do?
What's up, Peppy? Sorry for the shade.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Hey,
shit. It's a lot of
Brian,
shit,
Mike, Sabrina, Sean, happy hump day.
Hey, happy hump day, Peppy.
Happy Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. And happy Hump Day to you all, too. Thank you for being here on Kruse Control, as always. Appreciate you. It's going to be a fun show. We did a last-minute thing because we had a verdict for the Rush trial today. The Rush trial went down. They went and started negotiating, or started going in, you know, all the jurors met, and they talked for a second. It was like 2 hours, and they made a decision. That was it. So we'll talk about that tonight. But there's a lot of other stuff going on today because, of course, it's Hump Day. It's a day of the week, and we're here on Kruse Control. So it doesn't matter if it's a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, a Sunday, any day that ends of the week. Brunch day itself. There's always going to be some breaking news. All right. The very first thing I want to talk about is Avatar over on Netflix has been picked up for 2 more seasons. Now, after those 2 more seasons, season 2 and 3, it will be done over with, but this is a way for them to wrap the whole story up. It's been doing really well the first season. Of course, they're probably very excited after the M. Night one didn't do too well years ago, and they had the rights for this, but they finally got a hit, big hit right now. After 11 days, got 41.1 million views. So good for them.
Whoa.
More Avatar coming. Huge, Mike. So if you love this show,
in the streaming world, that's massive.
in the streaming world, man. It's insane. So that's what they're going to give us 2 and 3. This is the story wrapped up and do the best we can for this series. They're very excited about it, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool they're able to finish it. But something else they're spinning around and doing something different is Young Sheldon, because Young Sheldon's also coming to an end right now, but not without other things happening. We talked about this before, that Young Sheldon does have a spinoff. It was in development. It was trying to be sold. Well, now CBS has officially picked it up, greenlit this half-hour multi-camera dramedy, and it's got Montana Jordan, Emily Osment coming in. So it'll be coming out in 2024, 2025, and of course, it's going to center around their relationship, raising a kid, a young family in Texas, and navigating the challenges of adulthood. Spin-off of this, but Young Sheldon itself is coming to an end, and coming back is Jim Parsons and Mayim Bialik coming back to actually finish this up. It's going to tie the whole franchise together, coming back for one more time to end Young Sheldon and bring it into a new generation. So good for them. Spin-offs, so many spin-offs. Like,
that diaper bag, that's the most prominent diaper bag I've ever seen in a promo still, I think.
What's up, Richard Tracy? Yeah, it really is very prominent, isn't it? Check that diaper bag out, Mike. It's got some great strappage going on there. But yeah, that's happening. And then also, like, talking about spin-offs and multiverse stuff and like creating new shows inside a universe. Well, you know, Timothy Chalamet came forward recently and said he's doing a Bob Dylan biopic, and he would love for Austin Butler to come in and be Elvis. Like, why not? Let's make this multiversal. You played Elvis over there, you played Elvis in mine. Let's make this shit happen. So he's trying to make that happen. They're going to start shooting this summer. I don't know if this will happen. It depends. The script depends if they're going to do it. But the fact that he's even saying this right now means that maybe there's a spot to have the king of rock and roll back, and Austin Butler be the man. So we'll see. Production goes forward. This is called A Complete Unknown, and it's going to start this summer, and then they're going to, it was delayed because of the ongoing strike. So no news on the release of this, but we do know that Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong wants to have Austin Butler come in. But none of this even matters if we get a strike this summer, everybody, because IATSE has officially started talking with the AMPTP. That's right, it's March, and we've got negotiations moving forward already. IATSE, the local Teamsters, 399, have sat down and Basic Crafts with the AMPTP. They sat down at 2 o'clock yesterday for about a few hours, and they pretty much put out all their, I think it was actually today, they put out all their information what they want for their next contract. And they said, this is what we want. Here's our propositions. Tell us what you think. And the AMPTP took that and walked away for now. They're going to be negotiating for at least another week, they said, right now for the initial conversations. But again, if this goes down, we'll have another big strike this summer. July 31st is when the strike would happen, and we'd be shut down again. So, these things are going to be moving forward as far as we know right now, but we have no idea what will be happening as we move forward, because that strike is lingering again. I feel like it's like deja vu all over again. It really is. But, there's shows like this that get canceled, though, because a lot of shows got canceled. But, the brother's son got canceled too, and that was one that probably got hit because of strikes. I don't know. Like, a lot of these productions are being canceled right now. A lot of studios are canceling stuff. There's not a lot of work in Hollywood right now, but everyone's been complaining about it. I keep hearing it from my friends that no one's working because everyone said, well, that's what happened. They're canceling shit because they didn't make as much money because of the strikes. They just saved money. But their brother's son over on Netflix got canceled. And Michelle Yeoh was the star of this, and she was very upset about this. She came forward, 8 weeks ago, the episodes were airing, and she's like, I thought we were going to go bigger. I thought it was going to keep going, and it's done. And she's very upset about this. I didn't get a chance to watch this out or check this out. I mean, it's 8 episodes, too. Maybe I'll check out the first season, but it is canceled. So if you, another strike. Why does everyone want a strike now? No one wants to strike, Richard Tracy, but the academic Teamsters are worried about AI too. And, IATSE is worried about AI. So a lot of stuff like that wasn't, addressed in their last contract. And then, it's addressed for SAG, and the writers are like, we need to address this now for us moving forward. They're very afraid of this. Editors are very afraid about it too, because they're not getting residuals too from all of the streaming stuff. And editors are involved in the IATSE as well. So that's a problem for them. But the brother's son is canceled. I know Michelle Yeoh is very upset, but her best friend over there, Jamie Lee Curtis, has something to celebrate because, again, there's more news about Freaky Friday moving forward, everybody, because Freaky Friday, Lindsay Lohan was sitting down with Andy Cohen's Sirius XM show, and she said, yeah, we're moving forward with this. So she said, I don't want to say too much right now, but yes, we both talked about this. We're both excited. I'm going to speak for Jamie Lee Curtis. This is actually going to move forward. We're both excited about this project coming. So, I hope it's good. Freaky Friday. Freakier Friday? I don't know. Like, and Jamie Lee Curtis said before, she played the grandma. Yeah, that's great. And she's a mom. You have another daughter. Maybe they all switch it up. Maybe it's like 3 of them switching. I don't know how that works. Like a baby or something. That sounds like that. There was a show on Netflix that was very like that. I don't know, but speaking of Freaky Fridays, it was a Freaky Friday a couple months ago. I think it was maybe a month ago, and Vince McMahon had all these comments coming about his sexual harassment and shitting on girls. I'm just going to say what it is. And then the dude, I'm gonna say what it is, and then forcing the girls to sleep with all the people backstage and Brock Lesnar. Apparently, that's why that fool hasn't been back, and sex trafficking them out. And so he had to step down from TKO. Now these are all allegations. I have no idea, but this is what these women are saying. And so Vince McMahon stepped down, and now he's getting rid of his shares of TKO, which is that new company with WWE and with the UFC. They've combined endeavor, and they made TKO. And Vince had all these shares. Well, he sold now $411.95 million worth of his stock. He's down to 8% of the company, and they actually came forward and said that he will not ever be involved with the company again. And that, I'm guessing, he'll eventually sell all this off, because what are you going to do at this point, right? You can't be a part of the company when you have all these allegations, and he had to step down. Body Switch comedy, the Body Switch comedy, on Netflix. But so Vince has to go. We know it is. He knows it's done. Unfortunately, he doesn't have anything left in the tank to keep going. So, but then you know what? All this shit though that comes down, if this shit's real, like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, you made wrestling great, and now you've been the character you put on TV, but 10 times worse all the time. So I don't know. It makes me upset. But I'm very excited that Paul Heyman's will be inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame, because Paul Heyman was like going back to my wrestling days in ECW. He like ran that shit, went from like nobody, built that up, became competitive, ended up joining WWE, became a big time player there, and he's still busting ass and kicking ass on set every day in the middle of the ring, I should say. So good for Paul Heyman being inducted, the very first person told he's been inducted to the Hall of Fame this year for the WWE. So he keeps going, but another Hall of Famer, well, I should say a Oscar winner, is not coming back. That's Daniel Day-Lewis, because Daniel Day-Lewis retired officially years ago, guys. He retired years ago, like 7 years ago. And now everyone's always saying, when's Daniel Day-Lewis going to come back? When's he going to come back? It has to come back. But it was after the release of was it the what was that movie called? Phantom Thread. Yeah, Phantom Thread. After that, he just stepped away. He was like, I'm done, I'm retiring. He put it out there, I'm officially done. And now his director, Jim Sheridan, came forward. He directed him my left foot, in the name of the father and the boxer. And he said he's been trying to pressure him to come back. I know what Scorsese was trying to too recently, but he just keeps telling him, no, I'm done. So unfortunately, he is not coming back.
Come on. What's he so busy doing that he can't?
He's
they'll make
again,
it easy
maybe,
for
or
him.
something. Maybe he's a mechanic now. Maybe he's I don't know. Maybe he's a tree trimmer someplace. Maybe he's climbing palm trees for all I know. I mean, he does that shit. So I think he says he's done, but I think he'll be back again. As we say in the show all the time, actors never really retire. Come on, they don't. And Jack Black will keep singing, because now he sang Peaches over there on the Super Mario Brothers movie, but now apparently he'll be singing in the new Minecraft movie. So Jason Momoa's in this, of course. Emma Myers, Jennifer Coolidge, Kate McKinnon. Yeah, he came for this interview saying, yes, he will be singing original songs for the Minecraft movie, which we have not much details about right now because we're going to start shooting soon. But yeah, Jack Black will be singing his heart away more and more and more. So good for him. He keeps coming back and doing this. I feel like this is a trend. It's going to happen more and more. I love Tenacious D. So if you bring that D over to a movie, maybe it'll be good. I don't know. We'll see. But also something that's like really bad and frustrating in Hollywood is, well, it's about assault on set, which has been a problem for a long time. We've talked about this a lot in the show too. But now Drake Bell came forward, and he was a very big Nickelodeon star for a long time. He was in all that. The Amanda Show. He ended up doing Drake and Josh for years. So now he came forward in this new documentary called Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV. And he said, well, he was sexually abused by Brian Peck. Now, Brian Peck was in the news a long time ago, back in 2003, 2004, where he was a script supervisor, and he was assaulting all these kids on all these shows. He was in all that. He was on Drake and Josh, and he was apparently this really bad person. Now, Drake Bell went on this Boys Saves the Podcast, that Boy Meets World podcast. And he was talking about it as well. And they were talking about how that's been happening to them too. It was a stand-in that was messing with them when they were kids. It's crazy shit this goes down, but he's coming for this documentary debuting on March 17th and 18th to tell his side of the story about Brian Peck, who was convicted, and then he was charged for 16 months, and now he's a registered sex offender. It doesn't seem like enough. It is a lot of people that he was doing that. Doesn't seem even close to being enough. But he's out there right now, and this story, maybe it'll change something. Who knows? But speaking of the king of alleged sexual harassment, Kevin Spacey's back in the news, everybody, because Kevin Spacey is doing another movie, everybody. And of course, he's playing the devil. Hey, why not? Playing the devil for this new psychological thriller coming forward. And I don't know what else to say besides that. It's called Angel Heart, or they say it's a mix of like Devil's Advocate and Angel Heart, but it's just called The Devil as of right now. I mean, Kevin Spacey, he's a phenomenal actor. He was guilty. He was cleared of all of his charges, so not guilty, but still, I know
messed up. He's messed up,
Yeah.
man. He's trying to embrace this villain angle, like with his Christmas specials that he's releasing
is,
in
man.
character. Like I'm
my
not
God.
buying it, man. I
Let me
think
be
that
frank,
is
all
mental
that shit.
issues.
100%, he is. He could have been a villain in Dune, Mike, but Dune is out there still. Dune 2, and unless if it wasn't the sexual allegations, but Dune 2 is out there, and it's funny we're talking about this. Denis Villeneuve came forward and was talking about how he had to cut a couple actors from this movie too, and there was 2 actors cut them complete scenes completely out of the whole movie. Tim Blake Nelson, who's been in a bunch of shit, and he was like said he was heartbroken when he heard about this. He was an undisclosed character. We had no idea who he was playing, and then there was also Stephen McKinley Henderson's character, who was in the books enough. He was a mentor and to
For High One.
Yeah, and he was a big part apparently, right? And he was canceled, cut from the whole movie because Denise said it just didn't work, and he was really sad about this. He was very upset about it, but it's unfortunate this happened. You have a 2.5-hour movie, almost 3-hour movie. You can only fit so much. I mean, you fit a lot in there, but I'm guessing it was just taking it too long. And they combined some characters I know too. I'm going to go to Sean on that in a second, but it's very interesting to hear about this. And he did say that these movies will never come, or these scenes will never be seen. So the actors can't talk about them. You'll never hear what they actually were. But it's pretty sad for actors that shoot stuff. It's very unfortunate. But an exciting thing for all your Colin Firth fans out there as well. His wet shirt right from Pegasus was on sale. Everybody, you could get it. It was on auction. But unfortunately for you, it did sell. Maybe that person will sell it to somebody else. But I mean, this is insane. 25,000 pounds for they're calling it. It's dry now, they said, but his wet shirt from Pride and Prejudice. And people are very excited about this. I never saw this movie, but I know
I should hope it's dry now. What are they keeping it in a Tupperware full of Vaseline?
I mean, they would have had that bath salt, not bath salt, was that salt burn water too,
Right.
You never know. But Colin Firth's shirt, someone's wearing that shit today, and I hope they're very excited. Maybe it's wet, maybe it's dry, who knows. But a lot of breaking news, everybody. A lot of breaking news. Too much.
It's dry now, okay? Before you spend $25,000 on this guy's shirt, it's dry.
Pounds, man. 25,000 pounds. I mean, think about that. It's like, what is that? Like probably close to $30,000 probably?
Right.
I don't know. We're not masters of
I thought you're the mathematician, Sean.
You are
Come
the
on, go ahead,
math
punch
man.
your
I don't
calculator.
know
much is
fucking
that?
exchange rates. Get off me. Get off my back. God damn.
Well,
Oh
Sean,
my
I'm going to
God,
get in your back for
aggressive.
1 second about something. Something. Before we go to the hot takes, Sean, I want to talk to you a little bit about Dune 2, because we got these scenes that were cut. These scenes were cut, and that's a big thing, too, for actors. But overall, when you watch the movie, we're going to do an open spoilers, but I know Mike and Sabrina haven't seen it yet. We'll talk about that later. But, Sean, how do you feel? Were you super excited when you saw this movie? I know you had the bucket. Did it live up to your expectations? And before we do that, one more time. That bucket, Sean, come on, let's do it one more time. It looks like
Look
something
at that
else.
fucking thing. It was beautiful. It's not that round. Thank you, GR. GR knows the exchange rate, of course. Very happy to hear that.
I can't imagine that's right, though,
no,
GR.
I could go on and talk about Dune all fucking episode if you really want. It was great.
Take that soapbox.
It was fantastic. Yeah, no, I loved it. It picked up right from the end of the first movie. Was very faithful to the books, with one little key change there, which I kind of appreciated, because it kind of allowed David Lynch's version to just be, and we don't need to retread that stuff. But cast was awesome. I'll tell you, Javier Bardem was probably my favorite part of the movie. He really
He was so
really
good.
captured that role.
Yeah,
really
Mom.
was a great Stilgar, and a fantastic. Oh my God, thank you, Mike's mom. And Austin Butler was great. Honestly, the whole cast was great. They were just like really kind of keyed into the beats and the story notes. I actually thought Timothée Chalamet was probably the weakest part of the movie. But aside from that, like, everyone was great. I would gladly see a 3.5 hour, 4 hour cut of this movie. I don't know really what Tim Blake Nelson's character would have been. I can understand a little bit of why for Hiwatts, played by the gentleman with 3 names, whose last one is Henderson. I can understand why that was cut, because to explain how he survived kind of would have taken away from everything else. So I'm fine with that. But I love Dune 2, and leave it be. Let it be its own thing. Don't compare it to the David Lynch version. If you go in expecting the David Lynch version, you're going to be disappointed. This is Denis
Queen says it's
Villeneuve.
exactly like it.
Queen says it's like it.
No,
Yeah,
it's
Kruse
not.
says exactly like it.
You're
Small
wrong.
differences.
No, it's not.
It's not. You're wrong. You're wrong. The way they handle, oh my God, the way they
Rude.
handle the abomination was fantastic. Mike knows what I'm talking about. Hopefully, I don't know, Mike. What's your Dune-ness? What's your level of Dune-ness?
I didn't watch it, man. Once the 18th time I had to flip back to the glossary when I started reading the first one, I was like, this is gonna take me too long to read this book.
That's fair. I mean, it is a heady read, especially book one of the first Dune book is stupid long and very dry. It's a Dune pun, right? Arrakis the same.
Arrakis
You're
joke,
hilarious.
It's
nice.
a dry,
Dune.
it's a dry read. Get it, Dune? Anyway.
Yeah, we get
Yeah,
it.
we can talk about Dune all night,
No one
but I
just
know you
thought it
want to
was
get to
funny.
these breaking news, so
Yeah.
probably do
But
that.
I thought it was awesome. I did think it was awesome, though, Sean. And I think that it was a fun sci-fi and romantic movie, all wrapped
Oh, yeah.
into a big war movie too. It's like 3 different genres in one, and I think they killed it. And they had a chance. They like a lot of
I
movies do
was-
like a part 2. They could have
Yeah.
ended someplace where you've been like, oh, but they gave you a fulfilling ending, right?
Yeah, no, I liked it. I really hope we get to see this
Messiah.
director's take on Doom Messiah. If we
Yeah.
get to God Emperor Dune, Children of Dune, my God, it'd be fantastic. Zendaya, I didn't even mention Zendaya. Very impressed with Zendaya. She really took that character in a way
She was
that
awesome.
we didn't get to see or experience in the David Lynch version with that Sean, I can't remember her name. But yeah, no, Zendaya was great. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah,
She
go
killed it.
see Dune.
Sean
Please
Young.
go see Dune.
Um,
Yeah, Sean Young.
What-
Thank you.
one of my coworkers told me that the gentleman who wrote Doom, I'm sorry that I don't know his name. He was like
Frank
supposed
Herbert.
to be. Thank you. He was supposed to be studying like lakes or something in like Oregon or somewhere. I'm sorry that I don't have more facts. I had this written down, but I can't find the paper.
fine.
That's
believe
just
you.
from my memory. And he was so impressed with the dunes there that he, instead of doing what he was supposed to be there to do, he just wrote fucking Dune.
Man,
I was the,
that's
I
such
was
a
like,
Frank
that's
Herbert thing to
wow.
do.
insane.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I'm sorry, audience, for like the light Google you're gonna have to do to fact check the words I said, but it's something like that. And these
The
people, by the
estate-
way, are
yeah.
getting House of Trades tattoos, so they are diehard, and it's definitely factual that this has happened. I don't
Why
know if the
wouldn't
state
you?
I mentioned was correct.
It's a great logo. It's a great little banner to hang your hat on. I've got my eye on some Dune Sandworm bookshelves kind of thing. So that'll be cool. But yeah.
Oh,
like-
like the matching pair?
Yeah, like
Like
it holds
worms
books
going
up
to-
like
Yeah.
bookends,
Yeah.
right?
Like worms,
That's
though?
fired. Yeah,
That
go
sounds
Queen.
exciting.
Stay with
It's a
your
whole
shit,
worm
bitch.
that goes
I
through. It's
like it.
fantastic.
I like what
Nice,
you're doing.
nice.
That's not
Queen-
true,
Queen,
Queen.
Queen begs to
It's not
differ
true.
with you, sir.
It's not true. It's
I mean, I haven't seen
it's
2
very
yet, so I can't. But
faithful-
Queen, I'm
very
gonna back
faithful
you
to
up
the
when I
book.
see it.
Yep.
Oh my God.
All I gotta say is lots of worms, and again, like I said on Monday, just riding the worms sometime, guys. I'm like, would they not fall off? Would they not go
Hey.
underground and like suffocate you? That's all I'm
No,
saying.
man. No.
Yeah, that's what
Listen,
Richard Tracy's
it's
saying
all
too.
about how he pulls up. They pull up, and then the vents are here, and they don't want to get sand in there. So
Okay,
that's why they
that's-
stay above it. There's a whole. This
Reasons.
is explained in the book, guys. I can
Yeah,
go get
yeah.
it.
Worm riding
how
much
tips
time
with
you
Go
got?
Sean.
get it. Is it behind
I
you
can
on your
look.
shelf?
No, it's downstairs in the main room,
Where the
main
books
house.
go.
My
Not the
wife lets
comic
me
books,
have
the
that
regular
one
books.
book, and then everything else is hers. It's fantastic. And then this is my room. So there you go.
That's great. That's great. No, but yeah, a lot of breaking news, everybody. A lot of breaking news. Dune 2, so exciting. Check it out if you haven't yet. It's fun. We'll talk about it some more as everybody sees it. But I had a great time with it. I'm just excited about today. And this is that time, everybody. It's been on Kruse Control before. This is that time for that 1 minute on the clock. Perfect. Give me their what is it called? It's called their hot takes.
already
Ouch,
got me
Mike
on
says.
that one.
Now it's time for those hot takes. This is that time for that 1 minute on the clock. And all my guests giving me their hot takes for all the latest breaking news. We got 14 topics tonight. I know it's a lot, but I believe in them and I believe they can make it happen. They'll get there before that bomb blows up and you'll get to vote to see who wins hot takes. And I believe in you guys. I believe in you all. I believe in you. But Sabrina, who's going first today in the hot takes? Who do you think's
Okay,
going to have
so,
it?
This is odd, but I'm having trouble with my audio again. So if I go first, can you just time it on your watch and give me like a 15-second and a 10-second warning, and like I can, and a 5-second or something? Because if you play the thing, I'm afraid you're gonna have to do it later on in the show again. I know you don't like to do that. It's up to you. If not, you could
Let's
do
try
Sean
it.
and Mike first, and then do me after.
I can give you the ticks and the explosions and everything. I'm
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at
well,
the.
I mean, I need
I'm
that.
looking
I
at the
just
clock
need- I
going
just
right
need
here.
like no,
49,
I don't want
48.
No,
Well, maybe you
don't
don't want
interrupt.
it, but it
Don't
doesn't
Don't
necessarily
interrupt
mean
my
that I
shit.
won't
Just
do
give me
it.
like just give me a 15 and then a 10 and then a 5. That would be fine.
We'll do one of these, right? 5, 4, 3. We'll do that one.
Yeah, I mean, you could
I
say. I don't
just-
think it's gonna mess me up, but I just don't want you to play the
Right.
graphic because I'm
Fair
gonna
enough.
lose you all, and I'm gonna definitely lose you guys when you two go because I didn't hear shit and I heard 0 breaking news. So this is also
Oh,
gonna
really?
be super off the fucking cuff, by the way.
Oh, you're gonna do great.
That's weird. It
can't
worked fine
wait.
before. Weird.
Yeah, I know. We did a
Well,
huge
just try
test
it.
yesterday, everyone. Just so you know, we're not being negligent. We did a test for an hour yesterday, and everything was fine.
Well, let's just try it and see what happens, Sabrina. You can go first.
Thank you, Queen. I know you hear me, but I can't hear them, which makes it really hard to respond to stuff when he plays the graphics. But I'm gonna
It's
give it my
gonna be
best.
good.
I'm gonna give it my all.
It's gonna be good. I think it's gonna work. Here we go.
All right.
All right.
Awesome. Let's go. Thank you, Zach,
Here's
for the
putting some
60-second warning.
positivity out in the universe. All right. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Sheldon, never watched. I know that people love it. It's just not for me. Timothy Chalamet playing Bob Dylan. I think that's awesome. He'd be a great fit. I don't know the Elvis parallel personally. IATSE negotiating. Totally like warranted, although it really sucks because everyone has not been working. So I'm sort of bummed, but also proud of them for standing up to them. The Brother's Son, never heard of. Michelle Yeoh, I'm super there for her. Maybe I'll check it out. New Freaky Friday, why are we recycling my penis all the time? Vince McMahon, you have a gross mustache. You're a gross human being, and you can kindly go fuck yourself. Paul Heyman, Dilligaff, Hall of Fame, who cares? Daniel Day-Lewis, let's retire a few more times. Jack Black, wonderful. Peaches, that's what I have to say to you for my job. Drake Bell, I'm very sorry that happened to you, and I hope that your documentary gives you some peace. Kevin Spacey, playing the devil. I'm gonna go with Dick Tracy there. Totally fucking sounds like it's on par. June 2, I haven't seen. They made a lot of cuts. I guess they had to because it's a really long fucking movie. But I hear it's fucking great. Can't wait to see it. Colin Firth, wet shirt for fucking $31,000 US for that. Mike's mom. Gross.
Thank you for that conversion. And some
Did anyone give me no one gave me a warning about
Perfect.
It seemed to be working. It seemed to be working. How's it feel, Sabrina?
I
You
can't. I'm
didn't need
shocked.
it. You
I'm
didn't
shocked.
need the warning.
All right, I'm sorry. I was like, no one gave me the 10 seconds. And is it coming? Do I end? Do I stop?
To
What do
be
I do? Do I
fair-
wax poetic?
No, to be fair, I forgot.
Oh, okay.
So.
Thank you.
I forgot too. We were just
I
listening.
forgot.
We were just listening.
I
We're just
remembered,
listening.
but I thought you could see the graphic because it came up.
We were so
Yep.
enthralled in what you were doing.
Right,
We
which-
Oh, well,
which
thank
one
you.
is it?
Thank you, everyone.
delay you.
Confetti for you. Confetti for you. Yeah, but great hot takes. You can hear us the whole time, right?
Thank you.
She can hear us, which is good. You can hear us now, Sabrina?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
But once you play
All
the
right, cool.
graphic for them, I guarantee you, you are not going to hear. I won't be able to hear you. So I'm glad we did me
that's-
first.
You got to put some positivity out there. It's going to work now. You got the kinks are done, and now we've spun it around, and it's good.
That's right.
Thank you guys.
Yep.
Thank you,
Smooth as
everyone.
hell for the rest of the show.
Thanks, Mike's mom.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Mike's mom. I don't want to mess
okay,
up your
so-
name. I don't know if it's Michaeline or Michaeline, so I don't want to mess it up.
You
So that's
got
why
you
I
got it
would call you
100%
Mike's
that
mom.
first time.
No, Michaeline.
That's her.
Yeah.
Michaeline. Okay.
No,
now I
not
won't
yet.
mess it up again. Thank you. And thank you for your conversion. We appreciate you.
So, Sabrina, who's going next?
Oh, for sure, Mike, because shit, Michaeline. Did I do it? Nope.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because she's here. So Mike's going next. Let's go.
I can
Come on,
do
Mike.
All right,
it.
Mike.
I can do
Let's
it. Now
get
I got to try
serious.
not to say it with any swears though, so that's going to add an
Oh, I
extra
know. I'm
layer
sorry
of
about that.
challenge.
It's
That's
okay,
all,
Mike.
that's
I
all right.
believe
We're
in
happy
you.
to
you
we're happy to
first.
have you here, Mom. And the other thing that's
yeah.
funny is she got to that $31,000 conversion like 60 milliseconds before I did. We were right there. Most
Of
people
course.
You are your mother's
minds.
son, Mike. Yeah.
Yep. Mhm. All right, Mike. Here we go. Get serious. I believe in you.
Let's do
It's
it.
14, but you
Okay.
got this.
Yeah.
All right. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Avatar show coming back. Be careful, guys. It's been screwed up before. They'll get mad if you screw it up this time. Young Sheldon. We got more Sheldon news. There's a Big Bang universe now. I thought there already was a Big Bang universe and we were living in it. Timothy Chalamet, Bob Dylan biopic. Love the haircut. That still is not from Bob Dylan. It's from French Dispatch. IATSE negotiating. I don't understand it. Brother Son, who's seen it? Freaky Friday. Great, more body swapping. Vince McMahon, why don't you and Kevin Spacey screw off to Sex Offender Island. We don't need ya.
Super.
On that note, Drake Bell, good on you for speaking about your trauma. Get that out. That's how we heal, and you're helping other victims out there. Paul Heyman. I had something for that, but I don't remember. Daniel Day-Lewis, come back. What are you doing? You're trimming palm trees. That's what Brian says you're doing. Jack Black, sing, man. Minecraft. All right, bring it. Bring the failure horns, Brian.
Oh man.
You were so close.
I don't know
You were
that I
so
was.
close.
I didn't even get to Colin Firth. I watched Pride and Prejudice like 6 weeks ago.
How do you feel about that sweaty shirt?
Well, I mean, I bought it, so I decided not to wear it tonight because it wasn't wet. I'm waiting for it to. My wet guy is still working on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moisting it up. Oh boy. Oh boy. On that note, Sean, are you ready for your hot takes?
Of course. Let's go. The internet sucks, and we're here to do it. 4.28 seconds per item. Let's go.
Here we go. Yes, I believe in you. Here comes the clock. All right. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Avatar picked up. Not fucking surprised. It's great, and there's so much story to do. They're gonna fuck it up. Young Sheldon, give me old Sheldon. Boom. Timothy Chalamet. We got Willy Wonka. We got Paul Atreides. Complete the trifecta with Bob Dylan. IATSE negotiate with AMPT. Hope it goes quicker this time, I guess. Sorry that it sucks. Brother's Son, didn't watch it, sorry. Freaky Friday, don't need another one. Again, I penis. I think Sabrina was right on that one. Vince McMahon, go fuck yourself. That's it. I don't care about your stock. Paul Heyman, congratulations. Your Paul Bearer, great job. Daniel Day-Lewis will come back to the right script. I'm not too worried about that. He will not appear in the Minecraft movie, so that'll be Jack Black's entire thing. Drake Bell, thank you for speaking out. Speak your truth, buddy, and God bless you, and hope that this brings you some closure. Kevin Spacey, get the fuck out of Baltimore, please. We don't want you here. Dune 2 cuts, again, really sad. I already did things on it. That's a freebie. Calling for a shirt. I'll wear it for $1. Okay.
Give him the balloons. Give him the fireworks. How does it feel?
It's great. Super excited. So glad I did that. And I almost pulled off the twofer there, Mike. What do you think? Almost did that.
I heard it. I think it counts. I'm giving you points for that one.
Thanks,
It does. Twofers always count. Combine those if you can, and that's how it works.
I took a risk. I know that's Mike's territory to combine things. I didn't want to step on the toes there.
That's Mike's move.
And
That's Mike's move.
He's the best.
You're working off that Dune juice, man. Dune got you all revved up and ready to
I could
go.
go on and on about Dune. I have so many pictures of Dune Day. I got 8 of my
There
friends
was a
together.
Dune Day?
I held a Dune Day. It was fantastic.
Oh, that was if I would have
held
been
a
in your
Dune Day.
vicinity, I would have been down to that for
man.
sure.
We went over. We watched Dune 1, and it ended like an hour before we were supposed to go see Dune 2. I had already organized it with the movie theaters to let me bring in those buckets because apparently they're only available at AMC theaters.
You mean the pussy-
Wait, so
the
you're
party
going to bring
pussies?
them into
Oh, I'm so
into
sorry,
other
Mom.
theaters where they were
I brought
forbidden?
them into a non-AMC theater. Shout out Warehouse Cinemas in
Grapefruits.
Rotunda, Baltimore. If you come through Baltimore, go see Warehouse Cinemas. There's a little plug.
Oh, look at that.
The management was very nice. They were
That's
like,
so
please
cool.
bring your spice pouches in. And
Bring your spice pouches.
There was 8 of us,
That makes it
and
sound
then the
even
whole
worse.
theater was packed. It was a great Dune day. I don't know, man. I don't know how to top it. I gave a Dune bucket to a friend who said my kid really wants this, and I said go with God, enjoy it.
Wow.
My other friend just bought it for me, so that's fine. So hey,
Awesome.
it was a good day.
Dune
It was a
day.
good day, and
Your
everyone should have
investment's
their own
paying off.
Dune day. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And
The
the
lesson
right now the
is be
poll's
kind
going.
and ask people. Oh yeah, how's the poll?
Yeah. Poll's going right now, so give it another 30 seconds maybe, and we'll see who wins hot takes. It's kind of a little neck and neck right now, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Dune 2, I saw it in theaters packed as well. It was just fun experience. You can tell everybody had a great time. It's a great sci-fi movie. Really was.
Oh, it's the best desert-based sci-fi, man.
It's gonna be like 2027. We get the
Thank you,
next one,
Queen.
maybe. You know.
My coworkers
Get
that I
another
was
one.
talking about, they saw it twice in 12 hours. They saw the night
wouldn't
showing
do
and
that.
then they saw the matinee the next day. I was
would do
like,
that.
"Are you kidding me right
Go
now?"
for it. Go
It's
for it.
a
I
lot of
would do that.
Dune.
I think I
Javier
appreciated
Bardem.
Dune 2 because I had watched Dune 1 so close to it, right? Like having
Okay.
that hour in between like really kept me in the mood and in that world and in that story. And so that's probably why I enjoyed it so much. But honestly, it was just a great movie. It was fun.
Doesn't
I
anybody
got-
else
I
think
got-
Why
that?
did
I don't think
Chalamet
that's
disappoint
true.
you? That's kind of what I'm wondering about.
He was
I thought
great
he was
in the
actually
first
pretty
one.
great.
Well, so part of the internal struggle of Muad'Dib, Mahdi, if you will, of the Lisan El Gaib, if we want to get into it, is that struggle of, oh shit, I can't be this Messiah because I know this is going to lead to a holy war. But if I
Yeah.
deny that I'm the Messiah, they're going to think I'm the Messiah more because it's a Messiah play to deny your Messiah.
Right.
And so there's that like internal struggle that I just felt like he could have done a better job explaining that. It almost felt like he was just like a reticent, like, fuck it, here we go to a jihad.
Right.
And I don't know, I was just expecting a little bit different from that, but he was still great. It's just you had Javier Bardem, Thanos' actor, help me out.
Josh Brolin.
Oh,
Josh
thank
Brolin.
you.
Josh Brolin.
So good.
The SARS guard was in there. Austin Butler.
Yeah.
It was just a packed fucking like cast. And Timothy Chalamet did fine to move the story along, but like I think he really let the other characters kind of, play off of him very well. So yeah,
I tell you, Javier Bardem was
Sometimes
awesome.
that's
His
your
little
job as an actor.
I know he was great.
Javier Bardem made me laugh so many times in the movie. He made me laugh. He just like little
So
moments where it's like,
understand him
see,
is my
he is the
question.
Messiah.
See, that's the Messiah.
Yeah.
That's what a Messiah would do.
Yep. You can understand him too. He did a great job.
And the whole abomination. Sorry, we don't even.
I
Have,
only
we,
say,
we're not even
but
on.
really
it.
quickly,
That's
I
okay.
only, I just have to clarify. I only say that because when he was in Pirates of the Caribbean, I was like, I could not understand anything he said. He was like, "Jack Sparrow," and I was like, what is he saying? Can somebody put on subtitles?
Who?
I know.
Which
He
one?
did it in that movie.
Javier Bardem. It's the only time
Oh,
I
I
couldn't
didn't
understand
miss.
him, but I had to put it on
Okay.
the thing. I was like, so could you understand him? That was a joke. I didn't mean to be crass. I apologize, everyone.
It's okay. But you know what, Sabrina?
I missed it.
Yeah.
You won hot takes. Everybody, Sabrina wins hot takes. Put it out. There we go. It's the balloons.
See now, wait, I want my confetti. Now I can't hear you again.
Well,
Uh-oh. That's what. Yep.
that's what you get
Yep.
for winning, I guess. Oh well.
God forbid.
Heavy- Messed it up by
heavy
going
wears the
crazy,
crown.
apparently.
Yeah. Heavy wears the
Yep.
crown.
I'm super excited because that was very off the cuff and it was very I had no timer and also I couldn't really hear what you were saying about any of
Your-
the topics and I
Your
try to
timing
do
was
I
perfect.
try to do the breaking news
Yeah.
raw
Yeah.
so that I don't study about it. So this is
That's
my
a
first
professional.
really exciting first win on hot takes.
Well, it was great. Hot takes, everybody. Thank you for participating. It was awesun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
a lot of fun
thanks for
doing hot
voting
takes.
for me, Mom. I think this is a first that
Yeah,
we didn't have anybody vote for Pepe, so that's a win for us.
Nobody voted for
Sean.
Pepe. No.
Oh, shit,
no,
was I last?
Sean-
Zach,
No, you
No,
and Mike
you and me
tied. You and Mike
tied.
tied. 14%.
Wow.
I know you never
I
vote
voted
for
for
me,
you,
Zach,
Sean.
anyway, even though I'm your
Wow.
biggest cheerleader. Thank you, Richard Tracy. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Zach. Oh, that means Zach. That means that my mom didn't vote for me.
Thank you.
Ah, she's gone.
It's okay, Mike.
Goodness.
It's okay. But, there is a lot of stuff going on with AI these days. And there's a show that I've been watching that's coming to an end very soon with one more season. So I gotta say, can we talk about... I don't know if you guys watch this show at all, but I watch Upload. I've watched the first 3 seasons. The last one just came out in like November 10th or something like that. But the
There's been
concept
3?
itself, there have been 3 seasons.
That's
yeah.
what I
Isn't
said,
that-
Sabrina. I was like, this just came out. I don't know if it's like
How-
COVID time has just changed
It came
everything.
out-
but
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say, Mike. Yeah, like it was that compressed timeline of nothing happening, and then all we had was Upload for a good 8 months.
it could have been poorly advertised as well. I'm thinking maybe.
Yeah. And it's a
I
fun
felt
comedy.
like it was like shoved down our throats
Really?
though. It was oh my
It was.
god, I was seeing advertising for it everywhere. They did so much digital stuff because of course it's
Dude.
in a digital realm, right? They did so many
Yeah.
takeovers of websites and so many like messed up ads of like, this thing popping up. Like it was great to see, but it was also every fucking where because there was
Yeah.
nothing else coming out.
Nothing.
And so yeah, of course Amazon's like, we're gonna push the shit out of this. I didn't like it. Did not like it.
It's a good concept though. I think though, honestly, it's like you die and they
Love the
upload you to this
concept, yeah.
afterlife area, but you're still, it's like you're conscious, but is it you, is it not? And then you get downloaded into a different body too to come back to life. And there's people want to be uploaded to go to this very nice place called Lakeview, where it's like you're on vacation. But Lakeview also is like not the best retirement home to be to. Is also like maybe you want to be like in a big city or something like that, or live in your own house.
Is it funny, Brian, or is it like too much of a thinker? Like, I mean,
No,
Greg Daniels is great.
It's not a
we
big
know that.
thinker. It's not a big thinker,
it was
Mike.
billed as a comedy. I remember that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
honestly, I
definitely-
feel like they were trying to build off of the buzz of that one Black Mirror episode, San Bernardino,
Right.
or San whatever the fuck it was called. And like it kind of worked. I don't know. Like there was too many like one-off jokes about like, oh, you can be a dog now, or oh, this virtual pee, I got to step in it. I don't know.
That works
I don't know.
one
I'm just making
time.
this shit up. Exactly.
Yeah.
But like when you see it, when you see it incessantly thrown at you, and then the whole thing about like, isn't it like, yeah, it's the afterlife, but like you have to watch ads also to do your.
There's also ads. Yeah,
Oh,
if you don't have
God.
enough money, and you only
Well,
have
that's
so
kinda
much.
funny.
You only have so many minutes, and if you don't use all your minutes, you go to a place where everything moves very slow. It's like, oh, you're out of minutes, and it's like all of a sudden you're out of bit, or it's like bandwidth. You're out of bandwidth, they say, and then they put you in some place where it's like really shitty because you don't have money.
Is this Amazon just getting us used to the idea, like they're broadcasting it out, so
Yeah.
we don't freak
Yeah,
out when they
100%.
They actually do it.
yeah,
they
when
actually
they
do
premiere
it.
the program. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Is
go
that what they're
ahead,
gonna do? Is that what they're gonna do? You think? Could that be a thing that they're gonna try to do eventually? I think this is like the route where we could go eventually. Upload your consciousness to this cloud, and then all of a sudden you live on. But is that really you? Is it not you? It's like where we're going with society. Sean's shaking his head. He's like, no. Sabrina saw it too.
not.
Sabrina, what do you think? Do you think it was a good show? Do you think this is like Amazon getting us into an idea of being uploaded? And are you surprised now? Four seasons coming. They said this will be the last season. They did greenlight it today. So if 4 seasons coming, that will be the end of the whole show. Are you surprised? Are you excited about it? How do you feel about uploads, Sabrina?
I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it. It's original, for the most part. It was pretty funny. I like the actors. I love who's the
Robbie Amell's good.
Arrow?
Yeah, Robbie
who's
Amell.
Arrow. I
And Andy Allo's good.
prefer Robbie as opposed to the asshole.
Stephen Amell.
Yeah, Steven can fuck himself. Robbie, lovely. Like him a lot. It was a comedy, yes, queen. And like
AI is the
Sean
best.
said, it was kind of shoved down your throat. There's like a little bit of a
It was the
weird
only
conflict
there.
with the AI, but I ran out of shit to watch. Right? It was like just up there, and I was like, fine, fucking, we clicked it. You know what I mean? So I enjoyed it. This guy, by the way, who's on the screen right now, he's like Michael, Sarah, and Barbie. He's like the Alan of Upload.
I can tell that he's
and I
hysterical
enjoyed
just by
him.
looking at his face in that still.
He's great.
There was
I
like three
I
of them in that
enjoyed him
promo
thoroughly.
picture. So I don't understand it.
Yeah.
No, Arrow's not in this, but his brother, is it his brother or cousin, Brian?
Yeah, his
There it is.
cousin.
Look at the baby.
His cousin.
Look at the baby. What's wrong with the
Yeah.
baby?
They're
Because
both
he's
they're
the
both
AI.
actors, so it's not Arrow, it's Arrow's
Oh,
cousin.
he's
This guy's
the
much
AI.
more
Okay.
palatable for me. Yeah, this guy's the AI, the guy on the floor. So there's definitely funny moments. There's definitely episodes where it's a snooze fest, but I feel like the supporting cast is really good. Like the girl who plays his ex-girlfriend is really good. The girl who plays his, AI like tour guide who, I don't want to spoil anything, but the coworkers in her in the business for Lakewood is
Yeah.
Lakeview.
really good.
Yeah.
A lot of good supporting cast. So I always appreciate when it's an ensemble, and it really is in the show. There's a lot of funniness, like in.
I mean, that's how Greg Daniels makes his money. He's great with ensemble casts. So
you
I'm
kinda
not
need-
surprised.
I mean, you have
will
to
say
get the first couple episodes, I think, before you're like kind of invested. But again, it was like over COVID, and I was just like, nothing else to do. So kind
Yep.
of binged the first season, and then like kept up with it, But yeah, I mean, I don't know that we need more than 4 seasons. So I guess sure, yeah, I guess I'm
Give it
glad
an end.
or good with them giving it an ending and not having to get canceled and not have an ending, because that's always frustrating for someone who's viewing. Oh wait, is it getting canceled or they're just finishing the season? Because there's a
They're
difference.
getting so season 3 and they're getting a 4 season.
Swan song. They can go.
Yeah.
Okay,
4
okay.
seasons.
So they're like, this is your last season, so it's a combo. You're
Yes.
getting canceled,
Yeah.
but you are allowed to have a season to finish
Yes.
it. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can end it on your
yes.
own terms, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which
I
is
like
the
that.
best
I
way to
like
do
that.
it. It's the best way to do it.
He always had a plan as 4 seasons, apparently.
Oh, that's great.
nice.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
Know that.
Honestly, the way it ends
Oh,
to
nice.
season 3, if there was no end, if there was no like next season, I'd
Yeah,
be really
it could have
mad.
been fine. Yeah. It
Like,
could have been fine. It couldn't. No,
No,
it
'cause-
couldn't have been fine.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna say
sorry. I didn't enunciate properly.
there's a pretty
Yeah,
big
it couldn't have been
cliffhanger
fine.
end of season 3. Pretty big cliffhanger.
But you know, there's a lot of good actors in that, and they're mostly unknown actors, you know. So I always
Yeah.
applaud that as an actor and a producer, and like, you know what I mean. I really like when a bunch of people can kind of get together and, you know, have good performances and work off of each other well. So, you know, I definitely support the show.
Yeah, I think that you're right, Sabrina. A lot of talented casts that came from the AI. The guy who plays the AI, in case you're wondering, like, so there's in Lakeview, the AI is this one guy, but he's like everywhere, and he like multiplies himself. He's helping everybody, so he's playing like
a Janet.
yeah, like
Yes,
a Janet.
and
He's
also
everywhere.
Janet, fucking fantastic, by the way.
Yep, Janet
One
was
of my
awesome.
favorite
Oh,
is she
characters
in that
on
show too?
No,
No,
but you
but-
said
no,
Janet,
but
and I
I'm
was
saying-
gonna make that same reference as well. So yeah.
When you said that
I'm
the
sorry,
show ended on a
I'm sorry.
cliffhanger for season 3, it's fine. When you said that, I was like, oh,
Not
did
a
they
girl.
realize it was the bad place?
Oh.
That'd been funny.
Anyway, that's what
That'd
I
be
thought.
funny.
All right, guys, I'll see you later.
There's some shady shit going with the uploading people though too. So there's some shady shit. And when they upload them, their brain just gets like evaporated or not evaporated, like disintegrated. Like they disintegrate their freaking their whole head.
Oh yeah,
Sabrina's in a rave right now.
a transporter in Star Trek.
Yep, it's just like that. It's like and their head's gone, and then they're uploaded. But Mike, is this
I'm
something
sorry,
you've heard
I learned how
about?
to
Then
shoot
that
lasers
you-
yesterday, so that was for Sean.
Thank you. I really needed that. That really brought me back to life. Thank you, Sabrina.
Yeah, you're welcome. I appreciated your Janet comment, so I gave you a gift.
But Mike, is this something that you want to see? I know you said you haven't really seen it, so is this something that you're interested in now, hearing about it? That they're getting a 4th season and ending it on their own terms, and the whole AI stuff.
Yeah, I'm super interested. I'll 100% watch this series. Yeah.
Yeah, they do a lot of fun stuff, like the phone too. Like their phone is like in their hand. I don't know if you can tell right there. He's got like he pulls his fingers out, and like they talk that way too. So there's a lot of technology stuff. There's self-driving cars. You know, they're in a futuristic
When
world,
does
of
it
course.
take place? Is it
But
like
isn't it
just
just
in a...
all in a virtual world? It's there. None of this
Okay.
is real, right?
Not in Lakeview is not real, but they go back and forth from the real world and Lakeview
Oh,
because his girlfriend's actually still in the real world, but she puts like this suit on so she can be on the upload too and be there with him, but you know she can feel it through this like big wetsuit, and she sits in a bathtub and like you know what I mean. She's like rubbing herself,
that's
and
too
she's
much.
in another world.
That's too much.
It's really
Saltburn.
You've turned. I'm done with this.
Oh wait, no, Sean.
people-
I got one. I got one that allows you to do your cruise control identity and me to do my cruise control identity simultaneously. Because all these Black Mirror style issues about like, oh, if your brain gets vaporized and it gets, you know, reconstructed somewhere else, is that still you? Is there any continuity of consciousness? That was codified in an essay in the 1980s. It was titled something about
Here we go. Resident
swamp
intellectual, I love
men.
it.
Right.
Okay.
And it's called the Swamp Man problem. And the reason it's called the Swamp Man problem is because in the 1980s, Alan Moore Swamp Thing arc,
I love this.
he very
please
much
explain this.
delved into the notion because
Yes.
the guy that was Swamp Thing before he became Swamp Thing, he sunk into the swamp and died, and he was gone, and there was no more of him. But the
Alec
green,
Holland.
you know what the green is, Sean? The green came
I do know what the green
and-
is.
and reconstructed him and including all of his memories and everything that it was to be that guy. So Alan Moore, he wasn't the first person to bring up that question. That was in pulp
No.
pulp sci-fi going way back, but he popularized it to some degree enough that
He was the best interpretation of that.
that
like,
legitimate
idea of,
legitimate
yeah.
philosophers took it over, and therefore he got to be the guy that had a lot to do with the naming of the problem itself.
It's
Hey,
the biggest
Alan
problem
Moore
too. Again.
worships a snake, so it's fine.
Don't we all?
Great ideas can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
No, but the people are dead, right? The people
yeah,
that
they're
are
dead.
getting
They're
uploaded,
dead.
they're all dead.
Yeah, they're
What
about
the
to
fuck,
die, or
man?
they're dead, and they paid to be uploaded. So as soon as they die, they upload their brain, and then they're in Lakeview, and then they're just living there in a room. It's like the really nice vacation. They can they can pick how much money they have. They can have their scenery be wherever they want it to be. Like one guy is hilarious. His best friend has like cracked the system, and he's found ways to crack the system. So he like throws a bottle up in the air, hits it, smacks somebody, and then taps the table, then like puts it under the table, and then sticks it in his butt, and then all of a sudden he gets like more money. You know what I mean?
So it's magic tricks. You can do magic tricks.
This happens every episode. He does the bottle in his butt.
No, it's no, not every episode, but he has done that shit.
I'm out. You had me for a second, bro.
I'm fucking over.
Not interested anymore.
You lost me at the woman puts on a suit and then goes in a tub to make out with her dead husband guy friend. And then this guy shows up every episode unprovoked, sticks a bottle up his butt.
Well, he's not always sticking it up his butt. It happened like one time, I think, and I was like, "What the hell did he just do?" And he's like, "Best trick ever." And the bottle turns into champagne. It turns like champagne. I'm like,
can you believe a world where that's possible, Sean? I want to go there.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
I'd rather just when we die, we're done.
Well, then you know what though? I wouldn't mind uploading. I wouldn't mind uploading. I think it'd be kind of interesting.
Let's get into it.
It's a whole thing. Let's get into it. But that's a whole different deep dive right there. But the AI world we're going in, maybe this will be where it goes. Who knows? Maybe it'll be an opportunity to be uploaded. I could see it happening. And if Amazon had that idea, maybe they're using the show to just kind of give us a little nudge. Hey, get ready for being uploaded one day.
I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because there's a couple things going on recently that kind of flew under the radar, right? There's a startup called Telly, which will send you a 4K smart TV if you agree to have and install a smaller screen underneath the TV that is constantly showing ads, right?
Dystopia.
Oh, that's a little weird. The other thing is, do you know about Vizio televisions?
No.
Okay. Walmart bought them. They now, for like $2.3 billion. And it's not just the fact that they're getting to sell these TVs and, the factories and all that. No, it's also a data play. So Walmart will soon be able to have a camera or be able to track what you're watching. If you buy a Vizio television from them.
See where you're looking at on the screen, right?
Isn't it fun?
Never cheap out and get the Vizio. Never cheap out and get the Vizio. That's all I can say.
Although I will say this: fuck you, Samsung. Your product sucks, and it died a week after the warranty ran out, as you intended. So don't buy a Samsung. There you go.
I'm sorry about that, man.
Nobody.
That sucks.
That's fine. What are you gonna do?
No, don't trust anybody. And you know what? We don't know. Again, like Mike was saying, like we're all saying, we don't know if we can upload it, what will happen. But Upload the Show is coming back for one more season. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's a good finale. But we got a lot to talk about, everybody. A lot to talk about. So now it's time for us to get into it. All right, so today, this went down. I'm shocked. We're going to have like a brief moment to talk about the Rust trial that's been going on. But the jury went in, and within a couple hours, they came back and said, well, she's guilty. They're saying the armor is guilty right now. So now she has to go to sentencing in a month. But, the thing is with this, Gutierrez Reed, she could face originally up to 3 years in prison. But because she's guilty for attempted manslaughter, but she's not guilty for the I'm going blank, involuntary manslaughter, I should say, but she's not guilty for evidence tampering. That's what it was, evidence tampering. So because she's not guilty for evidence tampering and only for the manslaughter, now what's going to have to happen is they're going to change the verdict. So it could be up to 18 months in prison and a fine of $7,000 is how bad it could actually get for her. Beyond that, nothing. So no 3 years anymore. That'll be off the table. But, that was really fast. I'm not surprised because I think that this is going this way. Now, the defense was trying to be like, well, she's a scapegoat for management failures and she wasn't, offered enough time. And the prosecution came forward and said that, she was just negligent. Like the fact these bullets were there, that should be her fault. And they had 2 weeks for this trial. I mean, having live rounds on set is not good at all. But we had it. We lost somebody. It's very unfortunate. And I think the jury just quickly said, hey, she's guilty. So it makes me interested, though. Like, what will happen with Alec Baldwin moving forward? If they're going to say she's guilty, will Alec Baldwin, you think he's shaking a little bit, being like, oh, shit, they might come after me, too. If they're saying she's guilty, maybe they'll come after me. I don't know. It's different situations. Because, again, this might be a win for Alec Baldwin because they're putting it back on her as opposed to going management. But it could also be, something bad for him as well, because maybe they're going to try to say everybody's guilty for this situation. What do we think about this, guys? What do you think about this? Because it's big news for a long time. So what do you think? Do you think that I'll go to Mike first. Mike, do you think that this is bad news for Alec Baldwin? Are you shocked on what happened here today? That it happened that fast too? Do you think this trial would go on longer?
One of the benefits of being on this show, Brian, is that we have opinions over these scenarios that go back a little ways in time. So you can go back to the first instance of this where we're saying it's the armorer. You got to blame the armorer, which is unfortunate. Like, I'm sure this is incredibly damaging to her. She didn't want this to happen. Like, there's so much going on. I spoke before about a rule that was instituted in Hollywood, because obviously sets are a high pressure environment, right? Like nobody wants to empower the armorer to say, hey guys, stop, you got to shut everything down. We got to run through all of these, because that's expensive. So if you begin to say something like that, it's very easy for me to see a situation where the producers bring you over to the side and say, yeah, we don't have time to do that. So there was something, and I looked it up because I remembered the situation. You know Brent's rule, Brian?
No, Brent's rule.
Brent's rule was instituted. A guy, I think, in the early 2000s. He was a union member, and they'd been on set for something like 20 plus hours. He was driving home, 4 a.m. after having gotten to work like middle of the night before, and he got into a crash and he died. Which is incredibly unfortunate. But due to that scenario, there was a good outcome, which a lot of the unions installed I can't think of the name for general union members that aren't cast members, pardon me, but you can't work for more than 14 hours continuously on a set, right? That's Brent's rule. So in this instance, I can very easily see, or I actually feel there's an obligation to the industry to put rules enabling in no certain terms that the armorer special, because they probably have the ability to pull the plug at any point at any rate, right? But they should be acknowledging the pressures that exist on a set. So there should be kind of like a special release valves that allows indemnity of the people that are pulling that plug from having any flack from that decision. I think anything else is not responsible.
I think they were trying to do that too, because they were trying to showcase, like, the defense was trying to showcase that Alec Baldwin was yelling at people, rushing people, putting pressure on her, and saying that, because it's Alec Baldwin, she didn't want to go up to him and yell and like you can't do it, slow it down. And so she felt pressure, and then she rushed, and problems happened. And again, like the chat, she didn't hand the gun, the AD did. Now the AD is saying something different during this. The AD said that she did hand him the gun, which is totally different than he said before, which is always interesting. But I think
she's not going to see any jail time, Brian. If it's a max of 18 months in prison, that's the max. Like they're gonna give her time at home. They're gonna say this poor girl is traumatized. She's very young. Like,
I don't think she's a poor girl.
Well, she's a poor girl because she's presumably, even if she feels that she has any fault, which I think a jury of her peers think that she does. She probably feels really bad about the situation.
Well, when it happened, she actually was really worried about her job and not the fact that somebody died. So I don't know how bad I feel for her personally. And also, she's the person responsible for putting the bullets in the fucking gun. That's her fucking job. She should not have had any live rounds in the box of dummies. And there's a situation where it's that she brought a box of live rounds from California. So I'm not 100% sure. The prop house was sued by her, and I don't think anything came of that just yet. But her job literally is to make sure that the guns are handled properly and that there aren't live rounds when there's a cold gun on set. Now, yes, you can blame Alec Baldwin all day because he was a producer. He hired her. She was inexperienced. She shouldn't have been working as an armorer, but she was. And she took that job, and she thought that she was capable to do that job, and she didn't do that job properly. There's a lot of things that went wrong. There's negligence. There is set issues that like should have been dealt with. And I worked on Bosch for 7 fucking years. There was guns on that set every single day. We had PD personnel there every single time we had guns. We had the prop people who had the dummy guns or the regular guns. We had the fucking specialists, the armorer who did all the. Okay, there is so many reasons why this shouldn't have happened, and there was no decision to use live ammunition. She just loaded the wrong bullets in the gun, from what I can understand from the trial. And apparently, with the evidence they collected, there were live bullets mixed with dummy bullets. And that's on you. That's your job. That is your job. And apparently that morning when this happened, she was on set for 3 hours waiting for the crew to return from another location, which is plenty of time to go through your box of bullets and figure out what the fuck is going on. Now, on another note, the AD who yelled out cold gun when it wasn't a cold gun, he was charged and pleaded guilty to negligent use of a deadly weapon, and he's off on 6 months probation. So, and Alec Baldwin is still getting charged. I know someone in the chat said like
in July he's going for trial.
Yeah, so that's still happening too. I don't think anyone intentionally wanted to hurt anyone. I just think that you know why, Richard Tracy? Because the people who were making John Wick were professionals and knew what the fuck they were doing.
And so that guy is running everything.
She likes guns. She's good with guns. She fucked up. She fucked up. I'm not saying she did it on purpose. I'm not saying that there was any ill intent involved. I'm sure there fucking wasn't. However, your job is to ensure the safety of guns being handled on set, and you didn't fucking do that. That's it. Period. In my opinion.
No, it was like 2 minutes. It was like 2 hours, and they were back and like, yeah, she's guilty. So it was very fast. I didn't expect to even get a verdict today. I was like, oh, that'll probably be a couple days at least. They're like, bam, like that. So
literally
you're right.
Your job. That is your job.
That's probably why they had the same idea. Sean, how you feeling about this? Are you surprised? Does this make sense to you? You read Sabrina? How do you feel about the Rust armor going down for this? It's crazy. Manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter.
I mean, again, this is just a terrible situation every way you cut it. Right. Like, and I think Sabrina has some great points. Like, if you're viewing it from a vacuum, I really appreciate Mike's comments about the pressures of the set and what you're doing. And, there's small things that probably went wrong this day. People probably, made a mistake here that snowballed into another mistake that snowballed into this. I would not be surprised if I was Alec Baldwin, I would be concerned that he's next, or he could still see something from this, because it's just, again, this is not in a vacuum.
I think since she was
an
charged,
involved
Sean,
situation. Yep.
I think since she was charged, he's going to get off, because now she's already guilty for loading the gun improperly. I think that bodes very well for his case, actually, unfortunately.
I mean, I could see it both ways. Honestly, like, her being guilty also, I mean, she was the one that pulled the trigger. I mean, sorry, he was the one that pulled the trigger. Right. Yeah. Like that still matters.
But again, as an actor, if you're given a cold gun and you're rehearsing, you can pull the trigger. Like, what if it was while they were shooting and they weren't rehearsing and he pulled the trigger? You know what I mean? Like, it's all relative.
I don't spend a lot of time with guns. I don't spend a lot of time with guns. I want to ask you guys, since you guys are on your shots and your Bosches and all that stuff. Like, do you know the difference between weight of a hot gun, real gun, whatever, and a cold gun? Like, what is it very like? There's no difference.
It's pretty the same.
Really,
normally there's a rubber gun though. Normally you have the rubber gun on set.
For rehearsal, it's usually a rubber gun, and then they switch to the gun. But guess what? She would have handed him the same fucking gun if it was first take. Whether it's rehearsal or first take, in my opinion, on any set that I worked on, I don't think it matters. Usually for rehearsals, Brian's 100% correct.
Yeah. I mean, again, shitty situation for everybody involved. There's obviously remorse. There's obviously things
he was
that went
filming
wrong.
a scene, Richard.
Someone died. Yeah.
But the thing is, it was not scripted that he was supposed to point the gun anywhere. So that was like an improv kind of thing, but also he is the producer and the main actor. So if he felt in the moment that he should,
that's what I'm hearing.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, crackheads always run. Mike, you guys know what's up with improv.
If someone hands you a gun on a set, you ought to be able to presume that it's empty. I mean,
you should presume that, yes, because everyone. The thing
something needs to change. Something needs to. She can be criminally negligent, and I'll still feel sorry for her. But something needs to change, because this doesn't need to happen, and it shouldn't happen. So we need
It
to
shouldn't
figure out
happen.
how to make it not happen.
Yeah.
And Alec Baldwin, they're going
I
after him for
agree.
2 things for Alec Baldwin, though. One thing was they were saying they showed the video in court where he was like waving the gun everywhere and pointing at everybody and shouting at them to keep going. So that was one thing that they're going to try to probably use in his trial next. And also the fact that the biggest thing
sucks.
was
That means that actors can't act then. If you have to be thinking about this other stuff, like that doesn't make any sense to me.
And that's what the AD said too. The AD said that he was in his thing, he was going, he's ready to go again, so he wasn't thinking, he was like just swailing the gun around. That's what the AD said. But they're also saying they're going after him because he said he didn't pull the trigger, and ballistics said that he did pull the trigger. So he's lying about that. What else? I know. I mean, one of those things
But
too. It's like
also,
you're not thinking
in
probably,
the
but
moment,
you.
how do you know? You like
No,
you,
of course
how do you know if you pulled the trigger or not? Like all these things are
Yeah.
happening. Like, you know, I mean, for him to be so adamantly denying it, I think is weird. You know, but like there's a gun in your hand. You're not a fucking cop. Like how the fuck do you know? Like what, you know what I mean? If
He
you pulled the
accidentally
trigger or
shot
not.
somebody. I can very easily be like, I didn't pull the trigger. I swear I didn't pull the
Right.
trigger. Like, because you feel bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, but
It's your
also-
automatic response to holy shit, this happened.
Exactly.
This just
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
No, I mean
Yeah,
you're 100% right. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just like the director actually testified in her hearing, and he said that he looked at her after he was shot because it went through her and into him, and he looked
Yeah.
at her and he heard her audibly saying, "I'm so sorry, Joel,"
I'm sorry.
100 times.
Yeah.
So she was
fucking
admitting fault
crazy.
exactly in that moment because she knows she put the bullets in the fucking gun.
Yeah.
Period.
And she was found guilty. And now we have to move forward the Alec Baldwin
But
trial,
she was
and
found
then
not guilty of the other charge. There was a tampering with evidence charge because
yeah,
she
tampering with
refused-
evidence.
Yeah, so she was not guilty of that, but guilty of the involuntary manslaughter.
yeah, which is why
Honestly,
now
it's
it's not
just-
3 years anymore.
Yeah, no, it's literally like we need to throw something at this. Someone was gonna eventually take something like this, and yeah, it's probably not gonna be over.
Good point, GR.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, thank God this didn't happen on Bone Tomahawk or
100%.
anything.
All right. I mean, it could have been. And there's a lot of fucking bad situations that could have gone down on. And this is horrible as it is. So hopefully we learn from this. It's like the whole. Remember Sarah? Her name. She was at AC. That they
Yes.
They had like
Who
a
got
bet
hit
on
by
the
the
railroad
train?
tracks. Yeah, and she got hit by a train because the DP told her to go back to get the camera. So she ran back to the camera, and the train hit her. And they weren't even supposed to be on the tracks because they didn't have permits and they didn't have anybody watching for trains, and someone died. So. Dumb shit happens like that on sets when it was like non-union and it was cheap budgets, you know? You shouldn't be doing that shit.
I've never worked on a set where there were live rounds. Like, I don't even know that that's a thing. Like, I think it was just
Never
a
seen it.
mistake. But I mean, I could be wrong. Like, maybe if there was like a shot of someone shooting at a target or something, they use live rounds. But
Well-
like, I personally have never been on a set where there were live rounds.
Well, they were doing target practice on set too at lunch. They were shooting live rounds
Should not
on
have
lunch.
been doing that. That should
Makes
be the
sense.
very
Doing that.
first thing.
Makes sense why the
Yeah,
bullets got
you do that
confused.
in a controlled setting
Yep.
for sure.
Yep.
I mean,
and that's
fuck,
what
I
the
don't-
dolly grips
ugh.
was saying too. He's like, they were just happening all the time. He goes, they were saying during the trial that I think it was a dolly grip or it was a key grip. It was like, yeah, like all of a sudden you hear a gun go
they
off
just
and someone
said
just
that
shooting a gun. You know, it's like
ne-
crazy.
It's
And he's like,
negligent. I get it. You're
It
in the
is.
desert. It's fun
Yeah.
shooting guns in the desert. It's not responsible in that situation.
but they might twist it
I
around
mean,
Alec
isn't
Baldwin
that
that
the
way, being a
whole plot
producer.
behind
You know,
Babel, right? Everyone remember Babel? Those kids find a
But-
rifle and then shoot the tourist, and then the whole thing fucking falls apart.
Right.
Am
Wow.
I thinking of the
Yeah.
right
Wow.
movie? Was that Babel?
Babel was Brad Pitt, I
Babel?
think.
Brad Pitt. That's all. I
Yeah,
can
Brad
remember.
Pitt and a bunch of different
Babel
languages. I remember
hmm
Yeah, what fucking
Yeah,
movie
they're-
was that?
they're babbling it up.
Wow, 18 years old. Congratulations, Babel.
Wow.
You can vote.
You can vote. Congratulations. But
you
yeah,
can't
this is
drink.
not yet. This is a bad situation overall, and she has been charged guilty now. Guilty again for involuntary manslaughter, but not guilty for evidence tampering. So we'll have to see what happens next with Alec Baldwin coming this July. We'll find out when he's on trial. And her sentencing is a month away. Crazy times. Let me talk about guns. You know, John Wick too. Like we said, John Wick never had any problems on set, but John Wick is coming back for a TV series. But also because Lionsgate's doing all this stuff, everybody. Twilight. Because Lionsgate's passing that, just doing an animated Twilight series as well. So Lionsgate put this out today.
Animated.
It's animated. Yeah, it's animated. Lionsgate came forward and he was like, okay, their vice chairman, Michael Burns, said this today. He's like, yeah, we got this Twilight animated series we're working on. It's going to be great. We know that people love animation these days. Figure we'll take this franchise on a whole new round. Then he also said that he wants to do another John Wick series. but they're not saying what that's going to be. But of course, it's not the Continental. It's not this whole ballerina thing they're doing as a movie. It's something completely different. And they're going to expand this John Wick universe even further. So a multiversal John Wick more. And of course, the whole thing with the director just signing a new contract too for Lionsgate. Chad Stahelski just signed a whole new contract for a first look deal on top of running the John Wick universe. He's going back and doing reshoots on ballerina now. I'm guessing he'll be involved with this. He's kind of like the Kevin Feige of the Wickverse. But they're saying they're doing 2 more shows, and that's where they're starting. I guarantee you're going to have more. Of course, with Twilight, it's been a long time, like 2012 since that last movie came out. So this will be expanding into more things. You know they're going to try to make more money off this. But Lionsgate's looking for everything they can do. And I think this is interesting. I mean, John Wick, I'm all about that shit. I'm not sure about a Twilight animated series. I don't know. Maybe that's the right route for him. Maybe they bring back, Battinson himself, and he could be back in there to be Edward again, even though I don't think he'd ever do it. Kristen Stewart, I don't think she'd do it either. But I think that they will have to navigate that around.
Why
But
not? An actor collecting a voiceover check where they just sit in a booth and like say some lines to get paid? Like I'd do that shit
Never
all
heard
day.
of that before. Never heard of
I know,
that. Yeah.
but I know Battinson was like very much against going back to that franchise. So, I mean, who knows?
Not on
Why
camera.
why would he?
I mean, come on, he sparkled away. Sparkle some more, man, and make that money.
I mean,
yeah.
There are 2 companion. I fuck you for making me look up Twilight, by the way.
Hell yeah, get in there, Sean.
There are 2 other companion novels and 1 novella in the world already of Twilight. So there you go.
Shit.
Make a show about those, I guess. And it is kind of fucked up when you search Twilight books. One of the first questions it suggests is Twilight book suitable for 12-year-olds? I don't know. I also thought when I saw this that they were combining it, Twilight and John Wick in the same show.
I
So
wish.
that fucked with my head too. So yeah, like I would watch that.
Kind of
Like,
a Blade vibe.
I feel like we got that.
Right.
I feel like we've gotten that before, where it was like somebody going through and killing all the Twilight characters is like a fun
I'd
little
be into that.
spoof movie. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
That's what they should be making, right?
Yeah, they should do it. Like John Wick is a good franchise. It makes sense that they're doing something new with it. I'm fine with that. Go for it. Whatever. There's a lot to explore in that world. I'm already happy with it. Twilight's very set. Those characters came out. That happened. Their stories were done. I thought until I learned that there's 2 other fucking books that I get to ignore now too. I don't know. There's a lot you can do with sparkles in animation now. Thank you. I guess the technology is there now where it's.
Hey, Kruse Control has the technology.
That's
yes, it's true.
Yeah, maybe it's just all reactions. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that was horrible what Tracy said. Sean, the big question is this, though. The serious question of the night. Team Edward, Team Jacob.
Obviously, Team Jacob. Come on. Yeah, I mean, he's out there, right? That guy that played Jacob,
He's from up by us, isn't he, Brian?
He's a Michigander. He's a Michigander, yeah.
He is?
From up in Onekama,
yeah.
Support the home team. What are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Isn't he married to someone named with the same name? His name's also Taylor, isn't it? Taylor.
Yeah, his wife is also
name
Taylor.
is
Yeah.
Taylor.
There's
And they
too
have
many
like
Taylors.
a Taylor and Taylor
done.
podcast situation happening.
We're done with that name.
I agree, Zach.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Am I the only one that thought that when Brian chose this topic, it was a combo
Like a
show?
combo? Yeah.
Anyone else?
I
Or am
was a little
just an
confused when I
idiot
started
and
reading it
can't
too. I'm like,
read?
no.
Not mutually exclusive.
It's a big Lionsgate thing. So I agree, though. I think the John Wick verse works really well. But Twilight animation, Mike, it seems like you're excited about the animation version of Twilight. You want to see some animated vampires sparkling? What do you think, man?
This is going to be a whole brony situation. Like the people watching this cartoon are going to be a bunch of 50-year-old males, creepy 50-year-old unshaven males that are going to the cons trying to get Kristen Stewart's autograph. I don't know. It's gonna be a success. Get ready for 16 more adaptations of animated Twilight. Like, I remember I saw these movies were so bad I couldn't even watch them with the riff tracks with the MST3K guys. Lynn and I went into one after we saw Avatar, after we'd been drinking through the whole Avatar movie in a theater in Hawaii. After that, we're like, hey, let's go check out Twilight. So we popped in there halfway through, and we were cracking up. We were like, we got to get out of here because we were going to get kicked out of this theater. I think it's going to be successful though, man. People are going to watch it, right? It's got such a baked-in audience. Like people
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
this.
that's
People
very
love
true.
this stuff.
The
Sean,
books
I
are
think
still popular, man. Yeah.
the thing is, people are searching, is it appropriate for 12-year-olds? Because their 12-year-olds are coming to them saying, hey, Mom, I want to read Twilight. And their mom is going, well, let me check with Google first. You got to check Google before I let you get that book from the Scholastic program. I don't know how it works.
Scholastic program.
I don't know how it works. John Wick is going to be rad. It's going to be good for a show, though. Hopefully, I want to see some people from the Daredevil production crew get involved, because those are the guys that are doing the TV ballistic ballet stuff. And we've been seeing more of that, with Echo too, right? Like that great stuff happening in the television medium. So I think the time is right for that, and I'll watch it.
Yeah. Sabrina, how you feeling? I know you love John Wick. Do you want to see it? You're excited about that too? And do you think, like Mike's saying, is that audience is there for Twilight, so it'll probably do really well?
I agree with everyone in the chat. Twilight can fuck itself 8 ways to Sunday, and I could care fucking less. I never watched any Twilight movie. I will not watch a Twilight movie. I could give fuck less about, literally Dilligaff for fucking an animated series of Twilight. The only thing I have to say about it is that if Pattinson and fucking Stewart don't sign on, they're idiots, because that is a fucking easy paycheck. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. John Wick, I'll take all of it. Anywhere, everywhere, all at once, sideways, upways, downways. I'm all into it. It's my favorite action franchise of all time, and I am obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with the original version of it, but I'm happy to see this creative team do another situation with John Wick, for sure, 110%. I fucking love it. And Queen's like, John Wick is dead, by the way, and I know that's contrary to popular belief. I mean, I really feel if anyone could live, it's him.
He's not dead.
I'm hopeful. I'll take a John Wick 5 all fucking day.
They're already writing they're already writing John Wick 5. It's already happened.
It's not confirmed, but yes, I will watch that too, and I'm sure they're gonna make it fucking awesome, because they always fucking do.
It's slightly confirmed. It's because the studio head from Lionsgate came forward and said that they were working on a script. So. And then they had an idea, and that's why they purposely made it. They thought they had a way out of it when they told him, like I guess Keanu Reeves, I want to die and that's it. And they said, how about 10% chance you live? And then it did amazing. So they're going to use that 10% to make another script. So, yeah.
Brian, I want to do an experiment.
But they're all so good. Has anyone ever disappointed you? All 4 of them are really good. I mean, there are ones that are less good, but they're all fucking good. So if they bring it back, I think it's going to be fucking epic.
I think it's
They're
amazing
not
that
going to bring back some piece of shit to reuse IP-ness. They're going to do it right, because that's what they do in John Wick.
Again, if they explore the universe, we get to learn how taxes are done in the John Wick verse. That's what I'm there for. Mike, what's your experiment? I want to hear. What was it?
Yeah.
I'm looking at these still images of Keanu Reeves. I'm looking at these GIFs of Keanu Reeves. And I got to say, looking at this guy is just compelling. I want to see, Brian, I think that Kruse Control should take a turn, and he should just do slideshows of public free use Keanu Reeves images. Just do some, a few 60-second shorts, whatever, and put up some of those videos, because I have a feeling you're going to get some hits.
What if we use that "In the Arms of the Angel" song too?
Even better.
That'd be
because I get it. I get where you're going with that, Sean, because of the dog.
Yeah, because the dog. There you go.
Okay, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm producing, obviously, in Florida, and I have had 3 phone calls in the past 20. That's why I stepped away before, and I have to go and get a release, and I also have to do some schedule changing. I'm so sorry I have to bail early, but I really do.
Is the show running long? How did that happen?
It is running just a scotch long, and I said 9:45 was my out, and it's 9:54 my time. I have to go because I have to make these phone calls. I'm so sorry. Please don't get mad at me.
All right, we'll see you later.
Thanks for joining us.
Everybody. We're going to talk about Marvel for a second, because a lot of stuff's happening at Marvel, a lot of stuff's happening at Disney, and Bob Iger is getting rid of a lot of stuff. So everybody, I'm excited to talk about that. And that leads me to our featured story of the night. All right, everybody, I want to to talk about what's happened over at Disney right now because Bob Iger came forward. He had this whole, they do all these meetings all the time talking about quarterly meetings, what's going on. And he came forward and he said that they're getting rid of a bunch of stuff quietly. And he said, we're doing a lot, but we need to talk about improving our film, our television, our slate. And there's really 3 approaches we're taking right now. One is we have to kill things that you no longer believe in. If you don't believe in it, it's got to freaking go, he said. And that's not easy to do in this business because, you've got a lot started, you've got some, money put into it, a lot of costs, but sometimes you just got to kill that. The second thing you got to do is you have to look at everything you're making that you've done and you believe in, and that you have taken a position on that is good and say, hey, it's not good enough. And then get rid of that shit too. And the third thing is you have to strive for perfection, which I think is interesting too. Yeah, strive for perfection. All right. I get that, but also nothing's ever perfect. And he was talking about how there's no superhero fatigue right now, but it's just that they're not making the best products. And that's the problem. Is that they said the fans want great films, and if you build great films, they will come. And right now, we have not been building great films. Now, there's a lot going on right now. Of course, they're doing Daredevil, and Rosario Dawson said she might come back for that. She'd like to come back for that. Deadpool, of course, is coming, and they say they have a lot of faith in Deadpool because, again, that's been doing great. The trailer did amazing. Looks like it's going to be fantastic. Dakota, then, even though it's not there, there's Dakota Johnson over there at Madam Web. She was saying, I don't want to ever doing this again because that movie sucked pretty much, and I'll never delve in this universe again.
She shouldn't say that. That's a bad idea for an actress.
She shouldn't say that. I don't think so either. And then, Miss Marvel said, oh, she's coming back. Ima Vellani said she's coming back to do more. They guaranteed her. And then you have Kang, too, and they're going to be recasting Kang. There's words about maybe recasting Kang, maybe not. Maybe Dr. Doom comes in. But now this is Disney across the board, everybody. So it could be Star Wars. It could be also just Marvel. But the fact that they start bringing up the Marvel stuff and the superhero fatigue makes me think that a lot of this stuff canceled. Now, he's not saying what they have done, but he said they have already quietly canceled a bunch of stuff that nobody knows yet, and they haven't released that yet. So I think a lot of that's going to come down to Marvel. Someone's saying Wonder Man's be canceled. There's no way. They've been shooting. That's almost done. I think it just got done shooting. Why would they cancel that? But you know what? For me, I think that overall, there's these little projects we haven't heard anything about. They haven't moved forward, and Marvel stuff will be getting canceled. I don't know about Star Wars. Pixar. I think Pixar is safe, but I think it's going to be in the Marvel universe. Don't you think, Sean? That's what he's probably talking about.
Yeah, I completely would understand his concerns and think that a lot of what he's saying happens or could happen with cut Marvel content. I don't know if Wonder Man would be safe. We saw it before where Warner Brothers is cutting things because they're worried about its impact of how bad it was, on its bottom line versus on the other films in the franchise and whatever. I feel like, Marvel Disney Marvel went too wide with a lot of this latest phase.
Preach it.
What?
Preach it, brother.
Yeah, man.
Sean.
Some of it was fine, right? I thought Hawkeye was okay, right? Jeremy Renner, great guy, obviously. Miss Marvel, I thought was a gem. I enjoyed it. I liked WandaVision. Loki was great. Did I need Echo? Probably not. Do I need Armor Wars? Do I even know what that's going to be? No. Of course,
I think that's gone.
Daredevil back. I definitely think Armor Wars is gone. I'm worried about Thunderbolts. I am worried about Wonder Man. I just, again, right, it's when you consider what little threads they've thrown out there, right? They put they're so excited about their 1960s Fantastic Four. They're putting that out there. What happened? We got leaked footage from Daredevil showing Punisher shows up, of course, right? These are things that people have been asking for, fans have been wanting. And I think they're realizing, hey, we flooded the market with too many disparate characters that people didn't really want. We didn't. Oh my God! Don't even get me started about the Marvels. They fucked themselves, right? They threw out too much stuff. They weren't worried about quality. They were just worried about filling that slate. And the quality, the project suffered. The audience got fatigued. And they're just really, there's no hope really at this point for there's no trust. I would say that. I would say the trust that fans have in the Disney run Marvel at this point to deliver them a good product at this point. I think a lot of hope is on what Deadpool 3 could be. July can't come soon enough. We'll see that. But there was so much. Shang-Chi got the shaft, right? Again, but that also, it's tough, right? Fucking COVID affected that stuff. So
I know.
it's difficult. Obviously, something has to change. They can't keep doing this. They can't keep out getting a product and watching how poor the audience reception is, how little money or how much they're not making back on their investments. It's got to change. So I'm all for less content, more higher quality content. I can't think of a group that's really done that effectively. AMC maybe? I don't know. But yeah, it's again, if we're
Is,
leading to Secret Wars,
is that
I
the
hope
savior?
I think Daredevil. I mean, God damn it, I keep fucking singing Charlie Cox. I think Deadpool is going to be the bailiwick. It's going to be like the thing that we're going to look to and say, if this works, if this gives us this out, we can take it and go from there. So a lot is riding on this, and yes, it's not a core, Marvel property, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's disappointing. It's disappointing to see this is where we're at, especially considering the first four phases.
I
Very,
know. So
very
good.
rarely did you have like a misstep. There were definitely things. Thor 2 obviously wasn't a great thing, but like you didn't have you didn't have like a season full of Thor 2s. It was just
Right.
there,
An
and people still
anomaly.
saw it. And but like, yeah, exactly. Like the expectations were super high. They said, well, fuck it, we got to ride this train, put out more shit as much as we can, and it's bit them in the ass. So I'm not surprised. I think there has been some words about some Star Wars projects getting canceled. I know that they made a big hubbub about a Rey Skywalker movie, and the director was like super announced and then like quietly canned. Like, I don't know.
I,
It's weird. Yeah.
I know they're still trying to do something with Ray, and I know that Ray. There was some news that came out recently about it, but I don't know. Like the Ray one could be good, but then I don't know. There's Skeleton Crew coming out that keeps moving forward. They said there's the
Well,
one
Dave
with
Filoni is their golden
yeah,
goose at this point, so let him
yeah,
do whatever the fuck he wants right now.
the Mandalorian Grogu's moving forward as a movie, and they have all those big tax credits happening.
That one's
I
going
just
to
feel like,
move forward. Yeah, I don't think we
yeah,
have any
100,
worries about them
100.
continuing to cash in
My
on
local
Grogu.
grocery store had a Mandalorian it felt like a tier 3 stuffed animal that you'd find in like a claw machine in like Nebraska or something. They just fucking had it. I was like, okay, Mandalorian's everywhere now. Like, this is ridiculous.
Mandalorian's safe, and anybody that thinks that Pedro Pascal is not going to come back and do that voice because it'd be too busy, think again. He's going to be doing that Mando voice, and that's probably built into his Fantastic Four contract. Come on, let's be serious about this. It's the same company.
Yeah. Same company.
Yeah,
Monopolies, baby.
Monopolies. Run the world. Get old Bob Iger. Mike, what do you think? Do you think that Marvel is, I think Marvel's be the biggest person affected by this whole cut thing? Think they've been cutting those shows, or think there's some other aspect of Disney that Bob Iger could be talking about?
It kind of seems like that's probably where the majority of their production budget is going these days. I got to imagine, right? Like, yeah. And they keep developing properties. Like, I think Sean hit it on the head. I think Richard hit it in the chat. Too much content, right? This is the Hollywood brain drain. Our talent is being spread too thin. We need a little bit more butter on our bread. Don't spread them all out. I think AMC was a good call, Sean, because I think the fix for this is auteurship. Get your Vince Gilligans in there and start giving them power, which is interesting because that's kind of how that's kind of the ethos of Marvel, though, right? Like get a couple of big creative brains and stick some power, but
it's worked for HBO too. I mean, yeah, like I've been hearing so much good buzz about Ronin. That's on AMC, right? Mm-hmm. That just kind of started, and then HBO obviously has True Detective, and Tokyo Vice apparently is just super fucking great. Yeah,
there's so much, Sean. I mean, we've got all these competing studios, but we're trying to run like a dozen different AAA properties at once. And I just don't know that the public has the ability to, ingest it all without just kind of becoming divided. And when that happens, like people just care less. You don't get the same cultural phenomenon that results in those, multi-billion-dollar box offices.
But that being said, right, like I would prefer as a, fan of content and a enjoyer of content and plenty books and whatnot, like I would prefer to choose over 5 to 10 really fucking great things
100%.
than 20 things that ate up the budget of those 10 things that might not be as good.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
And
100%.
but like I think that's the model that Hollywood has, right?
Well, that's what Netflix started doing, right? It was a
Exactly,
spaghetti as the
right?
wall
Pump out the freaking
situation. Like you
content.
just give money to a bunch
hope,
of teams.
hope one hits, and there you go.
Mhm.
But like that's how studios went bankrupt in the 80s and 90s from doing that shit. They flooded the market with mediocre content, hoping they'd get one runaway hit, and then boom, that'd cover the losses of 9 other movies. That's not going to happen now. Like you can't fucking do that anymore, and yet we're still getting that. They haven't learned that lesson. It's ridiculous. I watched there's a really great YouTube channel called Bullets and Blockbusters. They do a fantastic deep dive into canceled projects that started off well and didn't get into it, whatever. One I watched recently was about the Fantastic Four, just about other things going on, and how bungled the entire thing was about just keeping rights, right? They were never going to make a right movie. They were never going to treat it the way it was. They just need to do it as an option. And keep it up. Keep it, and I got to own this until it's super hot. And it's bullshit.
That's bullshit. Look how it worked out for them.
Speculative, yeah. It's a speculative market in that regard. And yeah, I would prefer less content. We get so much shit. Again, you mentioned Upload. I haven't thought about Upload in 3.5 years. Like, and that was a show I was like,
still
holy
going?
fuck. I know, right? Like,
it sounds like Bob agrees with you, though, Sean. It sounds like that's what he's saying.
I'm fine with that.
He's also trying to cut all these TV shows in general. He was saying that too. Like, why are we making so many TV shows? Let's just go theatrical again. Let's do less. But there are a bunch of movies coming still. But like, I mean, honestly, they had an idea. They tried it. It didn't work. They cost them a lot of money, and they kept throwing it at the wall. Like WandaVision did great. That was one thing. But then after WandaVision, I feel like we were just trying new things and stuff were not sticking. Like Hawkeye, it was an all right show. I actually liked Moon Knight. A lot of people hated it,
Moon Knight was great. I thought Moon Knight was great. Like again, right? Like Oscar Isaac, fantastic actor. Give him a good character. I felt like the writing was hit or miss on that, but like he still acted the fuck out of that paper bag. And I would gladly watch that again. We're probably not going to get another Moon Knight show. He might show up if they refocus this. Like again, I think a lot of hope is also going on this notion of we went so big with this multiverse and universes and space, but like stories that have worked for Marvel for decades have always been grounded things that take place within a couple square miles of New York City. Right? Like those kind of stories of what have resonated with audiences. And yes, it's great to go Ant-Man, go to Quantumania and punch Kang and you did it. That's fine, I guess. But like, seeing a Daredevil, like fighting Vincent D'Onofrio,
so good.
That fucking felt better, right? Like I enjoyed all of that much more than I cared about we're traveling all these planets in the Marvels. Oh my God.
Dude, your favorite. Your freaking favorite, right?
Such a fucking problem.
It almost feels like Bob Iger is directly responding to the Marvels with his comment.
I mean, it like Marvels to me was like, why are we doing this? We're showing off these really fucking weird planets all of a sudden. Our villain is trying to do a Spaceballs. Like it was just so fucking weird.
You're right. Where's the vacuum at?
Overloaded. Sam Jackson was sitting down for 90% of his scenes too. And I love the guy, but holy fuck, what are we doing?
He was like collecting a paycheck. That's what he was doing.
Again, Miss Marvel was fantastic in the movie. Got nothing's bad about that. But again, these are all they're in space. They travel to a planet. They travel to another planet. We're on a planet for a little bit. Great, that planet's saved. Go to the next one. And it was just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I need something grounded. You need
that
something
dance
grounded.
number was a lot too. The dance number was a lot. There was a lot of things. The cat thing was a lot. But then they threw in Beast at the end because they're like, well, we got to throw something in. They tied into the X-Men. But I think that they're looking at everything how they've just not been doing well. The Marvels was one of their biggest bombs. I think that they look at the numbers like this is just not the right direction we're going. So hopefully when they get to their theatrical slate, they start bringing up better things. Again, they get Captain America, Brave New World. It's like having like 80% of its reshout right now. It's insane.
Serpent Society is just gone. Sorry, Seth Rollins.
Get out of here. Sorry, man. And that's happening. So I think we're going to hear more of these projects probably going away. I wouldn't be surprised if they get rid of the Kang Dynasty completely, just make it Secret Wars and just move on right to Secret Wars and just get rid of all that shit. Now they say I have a new writer coming on board for that, but I have a feeling I think it's just going to change. They took the names away already. It might just be Secret Wars 1 and 2, and then we'll figure that out from there. And then we bring in the X-Men. Maybe the X-Men will be the savior. Maybe that's what they're thinking now. I don't know. But I think at the end of the day, all these little minor things, with these little minor stories and characters we thought we were going to get, I think a lot of those are going to be going the wayside. You're right. They might pull a Zaslav thing and just start taking massive write-offs too. That could happen.
Yeah, I mean,
it sounds like they're planning for something.
It can happen with minimal repercussions, right?
Yeah, minimal.
Yeah, everyone thinks he's a dick, and he did all these things, but
he's doing something to try to save the company.
Movies. They're still making a fucking Mad Max, Furiosa.
Furiosa, that's coming out.
It's coming out.
I want to see that. Might be good. Who knows?
I'll see it. I like the Mad Max movie, the first one, and George Miller. Come on.
But this whole thing, Marvel is, hearing this, I'm like, I knew this was right on the wall. More shows would probably be getting canceled. We haven't had the actual slate put out there canceling, but I would just wait. Probably another week or two, we'll start hearing more and more about this. And especially by summer, we're going to have more news. And I know for sure that Marvel is just in a bad spot.
Can you put up Richard Tracy's last comment about Brave New World, by the way?
He said, Brave New World.
So this is so true. Richard Tracy, you nailed it on the head. Marvel does not own the Hulk name, okay? So they cannot ever have the Hulk be a titular role. They got away with the She-Hulk because they didn't own She-Hulk, but they don't own the Hulk. That's why the Thor movie, which was Thor Ragnarok, was pretty much a buddy comedy of Thor and Hulk. You couldn't call it Thor and Hulk. It's an entirely fucked up system of holding on to rights and negotiating, just the level of what, your name shows up on the poster, right? It's so fucking stupid. But yeah, we'll never get Marvel will never do a specific Hulk movie because they do not own the full rights to it.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
And you know what? If they did, they would do it tomorrow. But they're going to figure out a way to dance around the fine lines. And I know Marvel will be okay, but I just know that it's going to take some time for them to get their audience back and to figure out what they're doing. And I think these changes are probably for the best. I can't wait to see what shows are going to be gone. And I think really, again, they said across the board, but I guarantee this is going to be affecting Marvel the most. We'll have to wait and see. But Bob Iger making massive cuts, everybody, and it's already happened. We have to wait to find out what those are going to be. Anyways, everybody, thank you for being on Kruse Control tonight. I appreciate you as always. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all for being here. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Happy Hump Day. It's been a great day. As always, it is on Kruse Control. We're always having a great time. We have a lot going on. We have that's the whole bit.
I love it.
Whole song now? That's great.
The whole thing,
That's the power of love.
Got all that going on here at Kruse Control. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Sean Sullivan, thank you for being here. Man, appreciate you as always. Hope you had a happy Hump Day. Good to see you. And happy early birthday next week.
Thank you, guys. Yes. If it's Wednesday, it's got to be Kruse Control, except for next Wednesday, because I'm getting older and I need to go celebrate that birthday and take a nap. I don't know. But yes, thank you. Love you all. Thank you very much for doing this. Everybody in the chat, Mike and Brian and Sabrina and Peppy and all them people. Thank you guys.
Sean, how many comics do you have back there?
It's too many, Peppy. Sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
Sean, we're all getting older, but you still got a
great ass.
I'm not showing it. You can't.
Oh no! Hell no!
You can't do it.
Calm down, Peppy. Well, thank you all for being here. Mike and Mike Casey. Thank you for being here at Kruse Control. Appreciate you, Mike. Hope you had a great night. Thank you as always. It's always good to chat with you too, man.
Yeah, that was fun. I had a lot of fun with you guys tonight.
Penis simulated.
Thanks Sabrina too. Thanks to everybody in the chat. You had a lot of insights like always. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun tonight. Thank you both for being here. Thank you for being out there somewhere. Thank you, Peppy, as always. Appreciate you all being here. Having a good time, kicking some ass on a hump day. And, of course, we'll be back on Wednesday. But you got to keep spreading that love. You got to like and subscribe. Hit that bell if you can. Join our Patreon if you can. Spread that word. Numbers are going up every day. You got to keep those numbers going. Keep it moving up. And eventually we'll get someplace. You got to spread the word. You got to tell your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your grandmas, your grandpas, your great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, and all the grandparents of all the universes and all the multiverses out there that have had babies puppies, chinchillas, walruses, and all the peacocks in the world that fucking tickled your balls and made you smile, and also all the badgers that came down from Venus and they had sex with your dogs, and those dogs subscribe to Kruse Control, you can subscribe to Kruse Control, and all the fucking marsupials out there, the kangaroos,
get demonetized.
badgers, beavers, I'm saying anymore, the fucking chinchillas, those fucking chinchillas have not come back for a long time. They unsubscribe. What the fuck, chinchillas? Because Pepe's gonna get back out there and slap your bitch ass, make you subscribe again, because thank you so much for being here. Kruse Control as always. Appreciate you. Happy hump day. We'll see you again on Wednesday or on Friday.
You cannot pass out. Sabrina's not there to help you. So please, God.
I know.
Please.
I know. Whew. We're back on Friday, everybody, for another edition of Kruse Control. Appreciate you as always. Hope you had a fantastic night. And yeah, get ready for the Thirsty Daddy on Friday. And we got another person coming in, so it'll be fun. Anyways, until Friday, everybody, kiss your loved ones, give them a hug, have a good night, and I guess until then, see ya.